I'm interested in the discipline that's going on in the schools, or lack of discipline. I'm interested in the safety that's surrounding the schools. These shootings are taking place within a couple blocks or, of the school site, then there needs to be, somebody taking note of that and providing some extra patrols. I think that's very reasonable to request.
DundalkTV has the pleasure of being with Mcmillion, and he is running for the Baltimore County Public School Board and District 7.
And I'm a Baltimore County school teacher for 35 and a half years. I think I see the problems of the school system from the inside out. I'm a registered independent for 44 years, and I give myself credit. When I was 21, I really didn't want anything to do with either party. So I've been a registered independent for that entire period of time. I have 3 priorities I think the school system needs to look at immediately. The first one is resolving the superintendent issue. We need to get a short list of qualified people from the national search, and we need to be prepared to interview those people in early January or February and try to get somebody in place for the end of the school year. Everything revolves around the superintendent. The superintendent is basically the CEO of the school system, and we need somebody with experience in that role. And I don't care whether that individual comes from the school system or comes from outside the school system. We need to have somebody in place ready to go before the next school year starts. My second priority is school safety. Now, I'm aware that there were some shootings in Dundalk recently, and my philosophy is that school safety starts outside the building and works its way in. As an athletic director at Chesapeake High School, we often call the precinct, and we let them know that we have a big event coming against a rival opponent, and we try to schedule extra police in the area. That's something that people should be looking at in those communities where the shootings have taken place. I personally would like to see a school resource officer in every elementary school. I know that would be costly, but the elementary schools are soft targets, and I believe they need a police officer in those school buildings. As we work our way inside the school building, there has to be a consequence for behavior. And if there's no consequences, then the behavior is going to continue. So I believe in disciplining these individuals that are bullying the kids. They need to be disciplined. There needs to be consequences for that behavior. If the behavior doesn't distinguish or is not extinguished, then they need to up the consequences for the behavior. And my last priority would be, I still believe there needs to be an external audit from the time that Dr. Dance was hired in 2012. The old phrase of following the money, I believe that. I believe in technology. I believe our students need to be globally competitive with their technology skills. But I don't believe that every child, in my opinion, we don't need to give every child 1st through 12th grade a computer. We have computer labs in our school buildings. We have computer carts. They can continue to develop their computer skills without giving each one a computer. That is a $200 million plus budget for those computers. And back to the phrase, follow the money. Let's audit the system and the purchases back from 2012 and follow that money and see where it goes.
Let me just ask a question about the issue that I see happening in Dundalk, because I've been following it very closely with the shootings and the safety. Right now we have 2 schools that are in they're like war zones as far as I'm concerned to me. Shootings happening all the time. And I would like to see a heavier presence when the kids are going into school from the police, and also when they're coming out. That's going to be the main times that they really need to do it. Most of the time the people that are involved in these activities probably won't be up that early in the morning, but still, even at that, don't want to take the chance. Do you think that the police department should be coming out with letting the parents know that they're going to have an extra patrol there? And also, when they do that, they would be sending a message to the criminals that are on the street. You don't want to be out there, because we're going to have people out there. We're going to be looking for you and making sure nothing happens. Do you think that would be wise?
I think it's very reasonable that to ask some of the community leaders to approach the local precincts, and I bet you the local precincts would cooperate with your requests. Like I said, when I was an athletic director, I still am an athletic director. They've always been very, very responsive. The police, the local Essex police station has, and sending us extra patrols down when we have ball games. So I don't know why they wouldn't do it for, you know, some of these instances where there's shootings in the local communities, local neighborhoods surrounding the schools.
Thank you very much for doing the interview. You have my vote, and I am endorsing you. DundalkTV, Scott Collier is endorsing you. We think that you are the best candidate to change things and get things moving in the right direction in the Baltimore County Public School System and our district. Thank you.
Scott, thank you very much.
My pleasure.